say a little bit about the topic? Why Tren? The Cancerian with the vision. A hoodie in the bucket hat is often his decision. Why high? A king from Queens, you never disrespect. The wise OG, but what else would you expect? Why Dame? The flyest and the highest of them all. You need a perfect shot, he's the one that you should call. All three combined in a little of your time. Welcome to the show and let him ease your mind.
It doesn't matter when we are or where we are because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are better than
Because
them.
we are.
Because we are.
Because we are. Because we are. Because we are.
We can get into the next topic at hand, which is the Thunderbolts. So, the Thunderbolts finally came out. The reception for it is pretty good. You know, a lot of people are saying some good things about it, and I haven't seen it yet. Hod, I don't think you've seen it yet, but
your boys.
Dame is the representative who will give us his takes on this movie. But me and Hod probably have some takes, but because I've been seeing, and Hod, I'm sure you've been seeing the spoilers already. Yeah. You know, which is surprising that because this movie's only been out for like less than a week. So I'm shocked to see that there's already things that seem like pretty big information that's coming out about this movie. Yeah. It feels very meta, you know, but we can get right into it pretty much. Spoiler alert for those who are watching this, obviously. Yeah. So click off if you have not seen the movie yet. That's your warning. Let's get into it.
So the thing that I'm seeing more around and just like on whatever sites that I've seen is them removing the posters, or at least the top part of the posters, and exposing the title, the actual title, because right now the title is Thunderbolts with an asterisk. And
was it always like that?
Yeah.
Or was it like, okay, I didn't notice that.
I didn't either until somebody pointed it out. But they're removing the tag, the logos from the posters, and it says the new Avengers under it. And I'm a little, I don't know.
Like that seems like the whole movie.
That seems like the
somebody
whole
who hasn't
movie.
seen it. That seems like a big component of it. Unless that shit happens like in the early part of the movie where it's like, oh, you guys are the Avengers now. Like,
which is
like,
it's just kind of weird. And so again, there's a lot of implications here, right? The main one being when we talk about the Avengers, the movie coming out soon. It was supposed to be the Kang Dynasty, but now it's the Doomsday movie, or Doctor Doom movies. Are we talking about them? Like, is there going to be like, are we not talking about, you know, Captain America? Obviously, there's no Captain America anymore. There's no Iron Man. But
hey. There is a Captain America. His name is Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
/ Sam Wilson.
Right. That's fine.
Come on, son. Stop playing with him.
Well, there's no, I mean.
There's no real Captain America.
Yeah, there's no real Captain America if we're being frank here. So obviously there's no Iron Man. What's happening with the Guardians? You know, what's happening with Captain Marvel and the Marvels? Like the concept of this movie being now called the New Avengers, and I just looked it up. If you go to it, it just still says the Thunderbolts, but it's been part of their marketing, and it just seems like, again, that's a really big part of the movie, and that's a hell of a thing to spoil. And what the fuck does any of that mean with everything else that's supposed to be happening with the MCU? And because I haven't seen the movie, I don't have any of those answers. So I think they're trying to force my hand to go see the movie in order to find out what the fuck they're talking about.
Right. It feels like FOMO. Like, and Damon maybe will clear this up for us, but it definitely feels like this is a big thing. Like, where you're gonna use this name of we love the Avengers movies, right? We love when everybody's together kicking ass and shit like that. So we can use this name to sell it, because if the Thunderbolts wasn't getting it done, maybe this promise that there's another squad that's being assembled and they're all going to be together. And if you like this, then there's going to be more of this, and there's going to be other people that come in and join this new section of team that we have now. So yeah, it feels like they're trying to kind of it feels like a mild spoiler just so that they can get people to come in and see the movie.
Right.
Like I noticed that right away, that is like, all right, I see what y'all doing. Like this is all just like spoiler number 1, and it's like part of the marketing at this point, right? It's like Tom Holland in the interview before the movie came out talking about like maybe spoiling who dies or something like that.
Right.
It's almost like spoilers have become part of the marketing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it feels like.
And it kind of just feels like the death of kayfabe with like the WWE, where like you used to not know when The Rock and Stone Cold was beating each other up. You know, when we were kids, obviously we thought them motherfuckers really didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of part. The Undertaker, when he was the dead man character, like we definitely, at least us as kids,
you wasn't seeing him outside. That dude was dead.
He was
dead.
Gone. He was
gone.
You know what I'm saying? He used to come with Paul Bearer used to have the ashes, and then he used to control him with the ashes. It was, you know what I'm saying? It made it a thing. But now you see wrestlers, you know, just kind of breaking character in interviews. You know what I'm saying? The Rock very recently went on a slew of interviews, even though he's like the bad guy in the storyline in the WWE. He's like, yeah, man, I'm having so much fun playing this character. And it's like, what are you doing? Like the whole point is to kind of live that thing. So it movies spoiling their plot lines and like their endings. It feels like the death of kayfabe. Like why do we give a fuck if we can't tell, if it doesn't matter, you know? Why won't I just wait? So, Dame, you're the only one of us that has actually seen the damn movie.
Yeah, set the record straight, man.
So
Are we close?
Yeah.
No.
Are we
Not at all.
Mad off. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, so the name New Avengers doesn't really get introduced until like the very, very, very end of the movie. And it's not for the reason that you probably think. It's definitely not for the reason you probably think. So, all right, let me just give you guys a quick rundown of the movie and as quick details as I possibly can. Do you guys remember Valentina Allegra? She appears randomly in some other movies and the after credit scenes. If you've seen some of the shows, she appears in some of those as well. She's basically like recruiting like her own little secret.
Her own
group
secret
of, like,
Avengers, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the fake Captain America came from, not Sam Wilson. The
US
actual
agent.
fake Captain America, U.S. agent, right?
The actual fake Captain America.
Yes.
So she assembles like this. They're not even a team, right? Because none of these people know that the others are working for Valentina. So they're like working as like mercenaries for her, and everybody just thinks like, all right, everybody just thinks it's a one-on-one thing. Nobody else knows that the other person's involved. So she has Yelena, which is Black Widow's sister. Her dad, the Red Guardian, which is played by the dude from Stranger Things. Ghost. I'm pretty sure she had a series, right? I didn't watch it. Did she have a series?
I don't know if she had a series.
Oh no,
but
she was in.
She was the protagonist in Ant-Man 2. Right, 2.
Yes, and Ant-Man.
I liked her powers. She seemed like the effects of that were pretty cool.
Taskmaster, who has appeared in, I want to say that fucking Arrow movie, the Arrow show. What's his name? Hawkeye.
The Hawkeye shows.
Pretty sure she was in that. And then U.S. agent from Bucky and the Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon. So she's
Captain Falcon.
Huh?
You said Captain Falcon? The Falcon?
Yeah, I was going to say Captain America, but then I remembered it's Falcon. So
Punch.
She sends them all on this mission to this one bunker and they all have an objective to kill another person. Like I said, none of them know that they're all there under her direction. Yeah. Exactly. So they're all there just to kill their objective, which is supposed to be each other. They soon come to find out that, this is a trap. She's just trying to kill us because she's running this organization called OXE. OXE. I'm not sure where it originates from, but that's her organization. And basically, she's under trial right now. She's doing some evil stuff. And basically, the mercenaries and everything that she has in that bunker is all stuff that can get her into some deep shit and get her out of her place of power. So she tries to kill them all. They all end up getting out. They awaken this body that's in one of these test boxes or whatever. They think it's a dead body. Turns out to be Sentry. So welcome to the MCU, Sentry. They don't know that he has powers at first. They try to get up out of there, and then they eventually escape. Oh, also one of them gets killed in that exchange, and this is like within the first 10 minutes of the movie. I'm not gonna say which one, but Jesus Christ, they didn't.
I have
Take a guess. Which one?
Ghost.
No.
Oh.
Red Guardian.
Nope.
Oh. All right, we'll stop there.
Yeah,
all right.
That's fine. Yeah, that's cool. Narrow down. We'll let the other people decide. You can tell us by the end of this. By the end of this conversation, you can tell us who it was.
So, they find this guy and they end up getting out. They're trying to get out of the bunker and they're all surrounded by a bunch of guards. The dude Bob, that's his name. That's Sentry's name. His name is Bob Reynolds. Bob leaves where he's at. So basically, he sacrifices himself so they can all get away. He awakens his powers, and they find out that he's Sentry. So basically, what Valentina was doing, she was taking a whole bunch of test subjects and running this operation on them to give them like superpowers. So she could basically create her own superhero, the perfect superhero. If you're not familiar with the character Sentry, he basically has whatever power he fucking wants. He's super OP. I don't know how they're gonna use him now in the MCU, but so he's the only one that survived, but Valentina didn't know that, so she was just going to burn the body without knowing that he was, the guy. But the thing is, Bob is he has his own, his mind is a little fractured, and he has this evil alter ego which is the one you've been seeing in the trailers called the Void, which is like the shadowy figure. Mm-hmm. So the Void's powers, basically he points at you and he turns you into the shadow, he brings you into the Void. So Valentina, they get control of him. She basically takes him under his wing, turns him evil a little bit, but then the Void starts to take over, so he starts going on this little evil rampage, and then the team tries to come together to go get this nigga back. Well, I'm skipping a part. I didn't watch the last Captain America movie, but apparently Bucky is in the Congress now.
Yeah,
and he has like a seat or whatever. So he catches wind of this whole Valentina thing. He catches all the Thunderbolts. I'll just call them Thunderbolts for now. He catches all the Thunderbolts and tries to bring them in to, get Valentina in jail. Finds out what's really going on with Sentry and is like, all right, I need your guys' help after all. So now they're this little team, this little ragtag team. And obviously all of them have their own issues that they're going through. Yelena's still depressed as fuck. Red Guardian can't find work and he's washed up and fat. And U.S. agent, he has problems with his family, and the other two, I don't really know what's really going on with the other two, honestly, so much. We find out that Ox, Valentina's agency, they're the ones that actually bought the Avengers Tower. So that answers a giant question that people have been wondering for years now.
Damn, they got like real estate in the MCU universe.
Bro, they got
now?
fucking money apparently, and she owns she's having like some party there, and they have like Loki's scepter. They got Chakari handcuffs. Like she kept Tony's bar up, so she has like all this stuff just like on display and shit. So basically, after a big battle and the action pieces. So I told before I went to go watch the movie, I told the guys to give me like 5 categories to rate the movie on. Hod came up with plot, performance, set pieces, cinematography, and overall tone. For the plot, I gave it a 4. Performances, I gave it a 5. I think everybody bodied their role, especially Florence Pugh as Yelena. I think she's far more interesting than we've ever gotten with Black Widow and all the years that we had with her. I think Yelena has been able to do a lot more. She's a lot more personable, relatable, and a lot more entertaining for sure. Set pieces, I gave it a 3. Now, the fight scenes were cool, but ultimately, all these motherfuckers do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So they can only really do so much.
Have powers. They're like fighting.
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
them don't have powers.
So it's a lot of hands and stuff. So that's cool. But from like an MCU perspective, like, seeing a movie and a film, you just expect a little bit more. But the Void was cool as shit. And Sentry. Cinematography, 3.5. It was cool. And then the overall tone, I gave it a 4.5, which totals out to a 4. So yeah, the action sequences were cool. They had a good final fight against him. And then this is where we get into the part about the New Avengers, right? So the big battle's going on, and after they got Bob handled and they find Valentina, she's trying to walk away. She's like on the phone talking about, I need a ride, I need a way to get out of here. She goes through this little tarp. Everybody follows her through, and there's this press conference going on. And then to save her ass, she's like, I've been secretly assembling this team. I now introduce to you guys the new Avengers.
No.
So basically, it's her way to kind of save herself, but also, hey, this is your chance to be a hero. This is all your chances to redeem yourself. Earlier in the movie, Yelena did talk about wanting to become a hero, more like her sister, and how doing the mercenary stuff just wasn't doing it for her anymore. So that's how we get to the new Avengers. So it's not something, that was said in the beginning. It wasn't like, hey, this is a
So
team.
it's like a meta reveal of like the press, like instead of, because do they call themselves the Thunderbolts?
Throughout the entire film, they called themselves the Thunderbolts. But
okay, so they were Thunderbolts. So now it's like a meta thing where
and the Thunderbolts name came from Yelena's like childhood soccer team. They kept tying it back into like trauma and whatnot. And she told, that's where they got the Thunderbolts name from. Yeah, trauma is actually a big theme in this movie for sure. I mean, I told you guys after as well. This is like a very much like a ground level version of Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you look at that Guardians team, it was very much a team full of down, out of their luck crooks, and that formed together for a better cause. And this kind of felt like that. Post credit scenes. This is the good stuff. So
this is always
I forget exactly how far we jump forward. I don't remember if it's 4 or 6 months now. We jump forward, and they are on they're in their watchtower. I think I don't remember if they're like on a ship in space or they're in their little Avengers tower or whatever. But they're in like this lab space or whatever. Everybody looks a little differently. And they get a reading about something's entering the atmosphere. They pull it up on the radar shit. They get a satellite look at it, and it's the Fantastic Four ship. So we're getting the Fantastic Four coming into this universe now soon, which makes me believe that they lose in their movie. Well, I think Galactus probably eats their planet, and they probably have to escape.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, to this universe to, for some help. So that's where I think that's going with that. But before that, so we obviously know from the past movies that there is another Avengers team that's being formed by Sam Wilson. And who else is involved with that? I think Ant-Man's on that team. And, that little ragtag team they got going along as well. So Sam Wilson is actually suing the new Avengers for the name. So there will come a point where we'll get like a Civil War 2. And these new Avengers are gonna get fucking washed.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say like this, so are these new Avengers kind of like a unit, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're all together pretty much? Like we're not gonna see them separately because there's a lot of characters
in the universe. In the MCU, they are treating them as the Avengers. Like Sam Wilson and his team, because remember, what Sam Wilson and his team, what they were creating, that was all like kind of on the low, in a secret base, on the side. Nobody really knew what was going on. Obviously we have Nick Fury in space with swords, so nobody really knows what's going too much on with them. They didn't really mention the Skrulls from what I picked up in the movie. So I'm not sure where they're at in the timeline with that, because I know I've been watching Daredevil, the new Disney Plus series on there. I haven't. They mentioned Skrulls on there, so it's a thing that's known to the public. So I'm curious why they didn't bring it up there. But yeah, I'm interested to see what we're gonna get now with these two different Avengers and how they're gonna come to a conclusion. Because I know there's a dark Avengers in the comics, and that's what the Thunderbolts eventually ended up being. But funny, in the comics, it was Baron Zemo who did start the Thunderbolts, so there is a little bit of a difference here. I don't know where they're going to go with that exactly, but ultimately, I think Marvel's back. If not all the way back, I think they're making strides in the right direction. This is definitely a great way to... I'm not sure, is the Fantastic Four Phase 5 still? Or would that be the next phase? If not, if we're concluding Phase 5 with the Thunderbolts, this is easily... if not the second best movie of this phase, and that would be to Guardians 3, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So I think they're on a great trajectory. I think Daredevil is awesome so far from what I've watched. They're doing a great job on the ground level in the streets of New York, controlling that. That as well. They're mentioning Spider-Man. We're getting some Punisher. So I think they're doing well in terms of like patching all the little holes that they have in the MCU. I didn't watch the last Captain America movie, but apparently they did answer the question, and they did actually take notice of the giant fucking god coming out of the water. So they are starting to, tie some of these loose ends. But yeah, I'm looking. I'm happy with what I've seen. What I'm seeing. I'm happy with, and I'm looking forward to what Phase 6 is looking like, especially because I think this Fantastic Four movie is going to be really good.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting, but my biggest issue with the whole thing, and I think Hod has maybe expressed this too, is that there are so many different moving parts, right? Like the Thunderbolts, how many people are in that shit? 6? 6 people?
5
7?
now.
5? Yeah, it's 5 and 6. Give or take, if that person's really never coming back.
Yeah, I don't think Sentry is going to be a full-on member. If he is, then it is 6.
Yeah.
No, it's 5.
All right, so 5. So now we got like 5 more people that are in that whole thing, based off of everybody else that's involved in this that are going to be in the Doomsday, which Doomsday is probably going to be in the same level of Infinity War, right? Because
I think
Infinity War.
Oh, in terms of like how many people are in it, yes.
Yeah. It's probably going to be. Yeah, it's going to be even more people that like are known faces and stuff.
But you know what that means, right?
What?
Niggas gonna die.
Hopefully. I love that. And like if you
niggas
what you're saying
died
in this film,
in Secret Wars in the comics, bro. Niggas are going to die.
but I want like
None of these Thunderbolts stand a chance.
I don't want like oh, snap my fingers, you're gone. Oh, snap my fingers, they're back. Like I want like you're out of here. Like we gotta start killing people off. Like Pedro Pascal. Like, we gotta start killing some people off in these movies for real. Like it's time to like really like, and I know Marvel is like the lighter version. Like they're not gonna be as dark as DC, but they have the potential to, and they're gonna have to. There are too many people, man. There are too many people, and I think when Doomsday comes out, I think we should do like a sheet of who we want to predict who dies and who lives throughout the whole movie.
Mine. Yeah,
I think that'd be fun to do. I think we can just look at a sheet and be like lives or dies. I think that'd be really fun to predict when around the like time when that movie's gonna be coming out. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, I think there's just so many different moving parts, and I don't know how we're gonna like get into. And then now we got the Fantastic Four coming too. So that's added 4 more people that we got to 4 and more people that we got to care about for this whole thing. And it's just, and then we got the X-Men coming in. Like this, it's a lot, man. It's a whole bunch of things coming in.
But what I'm so confused is like, yes, it's a lot. But also, is this not what we've been expecting for the last 10 years? Like this is literally like
getting that moment again of like the infinity.
Yeah, this is the moment that we've all been anticipating.
But it doesn't feel earned. That's the thing, but it doesn't feel earned because it feels like that they were just trying to get to this moment. Like it's almost like all the movies that got up to this moment didn't feel the same. Like I don't know about y'all, but I don't know how many movies that you enjoyed out of the first like going up to like Infinity War and Endgame. I don't know how many movies out of those that y'all actually saw and enjoyed as singular movies.
All of them. But
I can guarantee that it's probably more than the movies that you enjoyed going up to this moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
like there's a
much
lot of different it felt like they were like just getting these shits out the way just to get to this moment of bringing everybody together instead of like making good movies. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about the first movies, right? None of the movies that they've made so far since Infinity War have had sequels. Like, where's the Shang-Chi 2? Right? Like, there's some of the, like as far as the movies that were established after, right? I guess Captain Marvel 2 was the Marvels, but the Marvels didn't move the Captain Marvel story along, right? It's just when Captain America 2 came out, you really obviously Captain America was a good display of who Steve Rogers was, but you got deeper into who Steve Rogers was with Captain America 2. The same thing with Iron Man 2. This like we had already been invested in these characters by the time some of these team ups happened. Even
Captain America 2 kind of was a team up though, wasn't it? That was what, Winter Soldier?
That was Winter Soldier. So that was Natasha was in that, and the Nick Fury, but nobody else. The Captain America 3 was the Civil War with everyone in it, right? Thor 2, even though I don't like any of the Thor movies actually, except Ragnarok.
Thor 1, Thor 2, Thor wasn't great until Ragnarok. So
right.
To answer your question before, I didn't enjoy those two for sure.
They also had Love and Thunder too, didn't they?
But there was no need for Thor
that was like
4.
Phase 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no need for that. Like they should have taken the time to build up what they were building up at the end of Infinity War, and it seems like they took such a hard reset. Where's the fuck is Moon Knight? Where like they put all of these characters on the board,
season 2, please,
and then didn't do anything with them, and now it's time to team up, and there's a bunch of characters that we forgot exist. You know what I mean?
Don't give a fuck about. Just strictly, just don't give a fuck about at all. It's not even like you might have cared about them, but it's like, how are you gonna fit in this narrative?
How are you gonna fit?
And you might have just missed the boat. Like maybe they're not gonna come back. You know, there's so many different characters that just.
It was weird when they made the Black Widow movie after Black Widow was dead.
I felt like a contract thing. I didn't even feel like they wanted to make that movie.
Right, and then the other one was the Eternals. Where the fuck are the Eternals? Like where are
which was another group of like 7
group of 6 niggas? Yeah, like it's just
it's bad people.
It's
with
too
all
much,
different powers. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And where are any of the Eternals even on the? How many of the Eternals were on the chairs?
I think like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. Word. And then all those post-credit scenes with all those characters that they announced that we're never gonna see.
What was that silver nigga from the Guardians finale? The gold. Adam something?
Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
He's on the team still.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the last movie.
No, I think you're talking about what's his name, the dude that Harry Styles was playing too, right?
Yeah, the guy that Harry Styles was playing.
That's not. Yeah, that's a different.
That was dude. That was an end credit shit.
Yeah,
Star Fox.
That's
what
his
name was, or something.
The Star Fox, but then the dude that was at the end of I think there was another dude like Hercules or something like that who was there's a whole bunch of the Black Knight at the end of the Eternals.
Yeah,
rest in peace, Blade.
Just so, bruh.
But like overall, the point is that like it just feels like they didn't earn this moment the same way, and it's not fair. They get to make these movies like we always talk about like how we love when like people are able to make like mediocre movies and like get like funds and stuff. But this is like a big like they got money, they got all the money, they got all the budget, they can make whatever they want, and it's like they just half-assed all these little movies to get to this one big moment. And I wonder if it's gonna make the return. Like I wonder if it's actually gonna be the movie that everyone goes to see, and it feels like an amalgamation of all these things to come. If it's gonna feel worth it, if we're gonna want to go back to these other movies once we see this one, like Doomsday and what was it, Secret Wars or Secret Invasion, Secret Wars and stuff like that. So. We'll see, man. We will see, but this might hopefully you're right. I want you to be right, Damn. I want you to be right about Marvel being back so that we can get some better movies in these next phases to come. But I'm telling you, like, I got my money on the DC universe. Like, if Superman hits, and I'm gonna be more excited for the Batman, and stuff like that, and watch like them build up their new their stuff for within their universe, because I love the Penguin, I love the Batman, and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see them build up too and kind of take a hostile takeover for them, and all while the Nintendo universe is trying to set up and get their stuff together too. You know what I'm saying? So
I watched Sonic 3, another Pokemon reference.
Yeah,
another Detective Pikachu reference in there.
Yeah, man. So that much closer to the Smash Bros. Movie, and with the Switch 2 coming out and stuff like that, like there's things to do. There's definitely things to do. With all this, do you think you'll still go and see the movie or not? I think I'll just go see Fantastic Four at this point, which is coming out pretty soon. Do you think you'll skip this one?
No, I'm gonna catch up. Right. I'm gonna watch the movies. Probably not in theater. I'll probably see Fantastic Four in theaters. I'll probably wait for a stream for this one. And I also haven't seen Daredevil, the TV show.
Heard it's good though.
I heard it was good. I heard it was good. I'm definitely interested. But it's just kind of crazy, man. I don't know. It's a lot.